The show focused on delivering beneficial information on everything to do with products and services that can improve your life. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.
And welcome back to the program. I'm Sterling Fox, joined in studio by the president and founder of FairTradeWorks. It's a real pleasure to have Jim Perkins back with us on Experts on Call. And Jim, this company of yours, this forward-leaning FairTradeWorks organization that you've put together to advocate on behalf of clients all over British Columbia, all over Canada is the long-term goal, but it starts here in British Columbia with the only way any successful business ever starts, with a long list of satisfied customers. And one of the reasons you're able to keep as many clients as happy as you have so far is because of the way you deal with their money. Any kind of home construction, and for the purposes of this conversation, we're talking mostly about new home construction, but it applies equally to renovations or a summer home or a new garage, for crying out loud. Everything has a budget. Everything costs more than you expected it to. So talk to us a little bit about how FairTradeWorks safeguards my money. If you're going to be my advocate and be my coordinator from my new home, how do you handle my money to my maximum advantage, not yours?
Right. Because we're not a construction company. I think fair is a good word. It's not like we're biased one side or the other. We actually have an escrow service, and the idea of that is to simply be fair to the homeowners and the contracts and trades. So again, at the beginning of the scope outline, we document how much money and at what time period money needs to transact from the client to the people that need to get paid, the contracts, trades, professionals. And then at those payment points, we do an inspection. We pull out the scope of work again. We go through, do an inspection, make sure everything's done to that scope, make sure the homeowner is happy, make sure we're happy as the advocate, and then at that point we release the funds from the from our escrow account.
So the client then is required to put down, as any home would require, some kind of down payment. That money goes into escrow and sits there until it's needed.
Yeah, it's not like we're talking projects from $10 to $20 million, right?
Sure.
So we're not asking for the money up front to sit. Maybe typically in a lawyer's trust account, the money has to sit in an escrow account, maybe 3 or 4 days before the transaction is required. So they're not losing any interest, and we're not holding funds. But it just sits in these accounts till basically everybody's happy and everything's completely fair, and then the money transacts to the contracts and trades, which is amazing for those guys too. Because myself, being in the construction industry for such a long time, always a large percentage of my time is collecting money, chasing money, all these things, right? So they're ecstatic that they're only making money when they're building things. So they love this system where they can, they hold to the guidelines. They're doing their job. They're doing a great job building, these great structures, and the job's done. The inspection and the money is transacted into their bank account, and they just keep on rolling, keep on making money.
Now, you're talking about the inspections that you do at each stage of a building project. You go through, and your people have a look at the work that's been done and sign off on it. And we've already identified the fact that FairTradeWorks is a pretty forward-leaning, high-tech 2013 kind of outfit.
Right.
And one of the benefits that you offer to your clients is the ability not only to have their advocate, their person on the inside, but they also have a password to your computer system and their file. And they can literally follow on a daily basis the progress on their project.
Yeah, we custom built some software. We looked around for other construction software, and there was little bits and bobs that were missing or something we didn't like. So we actually went ahead and designed and programmed our own custom software that kind of drives the whole company. And when we move into a project, the homeowner gets a log into our web-based management system, and they basically get a like a switchboard where they can look at the timelines, and they can look where their payment needs to happen. They can watch progress. They can upload, the advisor takes pictures, they can upload pictures. It's also a direct source of communication outside of email and text messaging, where they can instantly, whether on the office, on the airplane, driving, and it's all mobile too, and for mobile devices,
sure.
They can get hold of their advocate instantly, right? So they're not calling a contractor or a trade and waiting for 2 or 3 days, weeks for a callback. It's an instant porthole too.
And even if you're on vacation in Mexico, you can pull out the iPad and dial up the website and bingo, see what's being done while you're lying on the beach today.
Absolutely. We've had clients that literally, also clients say, for example, up on the Okanagan, we build a house up there where they're not there year round, so they're off doing their business, and they can basically tap into their project at any given time and look at progress and ask questions and take a picture if they're at a store somewhere and say, I really like this, and it also it creates a file for that project. So every conversation, every choice, every decision is documented in this one electronic file,
right.
which is a great reference for everybody included, whether it be the designer, whether it be the advisor, whether it be the homeowner, right? So it's this log of the project rather than a million scraps of paper or a million emails in your already full inbox from doing your regular business, right? So it's just it's a separate entity where it's the kind of epicenter of what drives or what regulates the communication system.
Well, it's kind of an exciting thing. We're talking about this in the last segment. Usually the purchase of a home or the construction of a home is literally the single largest investment any person is going to make in his or her life.
Yep. Full
stop. So if you're committing all of that money and all of the product of your years as a working person to this project, well, then it's not only exciting, and which of course it is, but it also can be quite unsettling. So peace of mind is a big part of keeping a client happy during the construction of this incredibly expensive bit of project, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's nerve-wracking. I would say a lot of people with building your home, it is nerve-wracking and daunting and
alien. There's a lot of unfamiliar stuff going on, Jim.
Oh, it's so unfamiliar. It's just like the average person can't go and build a house, and because it is a big production. It is very complex and so many decisions, and to do it in a quality way and do it right there's a far cry between that and doing it maybe what's happening out there in the marketplace where there is some horrible things going on, and it's true, it's real life. Read the newspaper stories.
Sure.
You talk to your friends, have a beer with your friends, and hear the nightmares. It's relevant and it's real, and it's we're here to blow all that smoke off and just start doing things the right way. We're kind of drawing a line in the sand and saying, not only is it a good way to do it, this is the way it should be done moving forward. And and again, today our clients are ecstatic, and we're building relationships that take us into throughout the whole career.
And you're also expanding the business. You're kind of growing the business as you go along. In addition to being the advocate for all of these clients with their new homes or renovation projects or whatever, you're also going into the development business in a small, step-by-step kind of way. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think it's only natural, again, being a businessman and numbers guy, and having been tied into so many savvy realtors and knowing the market and living in the area as well. I recently purchased a couple of lots up on the west side, single-family home lots with all building stock on, and we're actually going to be...
do they have existing homes on them?
They do right now.
Are they going to be torn down, or are they going to be renovated?
They're gonzo, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. They're that far gone.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of older homes on the west side, Jim.
Yeah, it's kind of the first generation of building stock that's still standing. And
so you're going to knock them down and put up somebody's dream house?
We're going to build, again, we're a savvy team, so we have great ideas about, design and
you have architects on your team too, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. We're in the process right now. Like I said, we literally purchased these lots last week corporately, so we're actually in the design process right now. We're actually working through the system in-house as if we were a client. We're actually... It makes sense that we're doing it ourselves, so we're being really space efficient, really forward thinking, using green products, just building interesting structures that people want to live in, that work for that lot, or work for their needs, or work for their family. So we've got 2 on the go, and we've got a list of about 12 more where we're talking to investors and talking to local people and business owners about investing in our machine. And yeah, don't be surprised if in the next 2 or 3 months that you see, 15 to 20 FairTradeWorks We Are construction signs going up.
And will that information also be on FairTradeWorks.biz?
Yeah, and like you said, we're a new company, ever evolving, so we're actually in the stages right now of rebuilding our website because our service range has got broader, our pictures of past projects are getting bigger and all these things. So we need some more real estate online. So yeah, we're in the process right now of restructuring our website and representing it to our database and our new clients. And absolutely, yeah, we're going to be showcasing investments that we think are sound for investors, consumers, you name it, and for ourselves and friends, family, colleagues, business associates. So we've got some stuff on our resume now with returns of 12, 15, 18% on your investment, which, as we all know, it's a huge return on investment. You can never get that in a bank or.
Well, not these days.
Absolutely
Being
not.
a saver these days is kind of counterproductive. Here, the interest rate is lower than the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
It's not very sound financial planning, is it?
It's not. But
got to reach out a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
we've crunched the stats. We're everything. We're economists. We're real estate experts. So we put together a real savvy package, and it's been great that local business owners too have also going to be investing in this machine and building structures in their community which they stand behind, working alongside us. That I believe once they're built, there's going to be a lineup to buy these things because they know that the structure is sound. They're going to turn to us, and any problem, we're right there. They've all got our cell phone numbers.
As part of it being a very modern, very kind of wow company, you mentioned green products a couple of times in our conversation today, Jim.
Yep.
How important is that to FairTradeWorks?
Green is hugely important. I'm a father, and I've chosen to live in this country, and it's up there number one in our company, not only in the construction process but in our office. We're paperless office. We're bringing software. We have hybrid cars. You name it, from top to bottom. Every decision that we make is we stay as green as possible. Whether it be with our marketing material, we do a lot of stuff online and electronically and TV and then radio and all these things. But we still have to do print and brochures and all these things, and we make sure all this paper stock for that is 100% recyclable, as well as the construction practices. And you mentioned you've been knocking these homes down, and of course there's waste in construction, but we try to minimize that. We have recycling bins on site. We sort garbage, sort demolition materials. We're very conscious of waste, and again, also being a guy that's in the world marketplace, we research on green products and green building practices, and in the construction process, make energy efficient homes.
Does green automatically mean more expensive? Is it like organic at the supermarket? You're going to pay more because that's what the label costs you? Is it automatic? Is it as automatic as that? It used to be. I get the feeling it's not so much anymore.
I don't think it is anymore. It's just there's so many products on the market on a daily basis that come out that are green, and we have green experts in-house, and there's so many little things you can do in a home build that by the time you're done, and the footprint that you leave on in your local community and in your country and your planet, I think you can definitely be conscious of that and not pay any extra, and
just be smart about it.
Just be smart about it. Do a little bit of research. Be smart, and just build a cool house that it's just your home. You live in it, and we're all conscious of what our pollutant our car pushes out. Then why not be conscious about what our home pushes out also? That's your car and your house. That's your major footprint on your community, right? So I think we got conscious decisions that need to be made, and we can educate and advise. And I think people, of course, they're warming towards what they're more thoughtful about what they're doing and what they're building.
Well, certainly one smart approach to your next construction project, be it a home renovation or a brand new place to live in, is to engage the services of FairTradeWorks. Its president, Jim Perkins, is in studio, and we'll be right back with more here on Experts on Call.
There's still more ahead with Experts on Call, the show focused on delivering relevant and beneficial consumer information. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.